Hi, hello, welcome back to another Onkruid video, welcome back to another Noita daily run attempt. Energy Sphere, TNT, excuse me, Healthium Potion, so does that just heal me when I drink it? We will find out in the future. I haven't recorded in 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks even. Spent a lot of time on the road, a lot of time away from home, away from my computer, away from my trusty environment, because I was entangled in the surf experience we organized from one of my practices where I work, and it was just without a doubt one of the most life-changing experiences of my life. I'll just go out and say it right from the get-go. Really just an amazing week all around, both in my contact with all the participants and the workshops that I gave, the conversations I had in all my kind of really work endeavors on this vacation little trip, but also in the connection with the team rather, not the theme, but also the theme. No, but with our team. It was just such a nice experience to spend an entire week together with some of the people that you normally see here and there, or you talk to like for a word or two here and there. But now, this time, it was actually just like getting to know each other in such a different light, on such a different occasion. And it was unforgettable to say the least. I think that it shaped my personality and life in ways that I never could have expected it to. It was far out of my comfort zone because I'm not a surfer, I'm not such an energetic, adventurous type at all in general, but I just said yes because they were very convincing and because it seemed like something nice outside of my comfort zone, which is a place I'm trying to get to a bit more often, the outside of my comfort zone. More often than not, it pays off tremendously, and this time was no different. It was just such a fun experience to even to learn how to surf was a lot more fun than I first thought it would be. But the surfing was definitely not like the highlight for me. It was fun, but it was not the most fun part of the vacation. The most fun part was definitely the team feeling, the feeling that I had with my entire team. And I just feel a lot more connected to them, especially now whenever I get into work. I just know that I will find people there that I will really just enjoy seeing, that I will enjoy seeing the smiles of and enjoy smiling towards, and enjoy dying as well. Yeah, that's also something I will really enjoy. But that's all part of the course, you know, dying in the Noita run while you're doing your story. Let's go for a little bit of a speed run. I didn't really know what to record. I feel like I'm wasting my talent? That sounds so cocky, but I feel like I have the capacity in me to make some actual impactful videos as well, to mean something for other people, to kind of show them a thing or two about things like psychotherapy, about things like mental health, about things like how to align their life more with their values. A whole bunch of topics that are probably going to be very interesting to get into if I actually want to get into them. And yet here I am playing Noita again. I knew I wanted to record for a second to take a break from all the work and study stuff I was doing, and I wanted to record something quickly so I had no time to dilly-daddle. To dilly-daddle? Dilly-dallying? To dilly-dally. I think that's the right word, to dilly-dally. And I knew that just pressing record in Noita was going to be the easiest, but I'm so full of ideas, so full of other ideas. I definitely also want to look into getting a different type of camera, something that I can record outside with. I know that a lot of people will tell me that, hey, your phone is good enough, but I think I want to get a little bit of equipment before just jumping head first into it. And I think a camera and a basic microphone is not too extra, you know? It's something actually usable, and it's something that will make the content a lot more enjoyable right from the start. I know that it's not essential, but I think it's going to be essential for my own enjoyment of the process. Other than that, I'm thinking about making a video about the book Man's Search for Meaning from Viktor Frankl. Amazing read, amazing book that I have been reading for the past couple of weeks. Truly life-changing as well, probably as soon as I finish it. About his journey through the concentration camps in World War II and how we distilled a form of therapy from that journey, which is mind-boggling. That's so cool that you can create something out of such a vicious experience, something as cruel as that, something as threatening to humankind as that, then you can still be like, yeah, I'll distill a form of therapy from this. I think it's just one of the most interesting stories to be told. It was on my to-read list for a while, and it had actually been inside the bookcase here for over a year already. But now I'm finally really getting into it. Almost got through it already, even actually. I've been reading quite a lot lately. Maybe not necessarily quite a lot, but I've been reading to an extent of where I can be like, yeah, I'm satisfied with the amount I'm reading right now. If that makes any sense at all, which I think it should, because I do believe I was quite clear in what I was just spitting out right there. So if you didn't understand, well, that's more your problem than my problem, I think. I'm not gonna indulge in any of these. This looks interesting though. Always costs what? Explosion of spirits. Yeah, that's definitely gonna kill us. Let's just move along. Not worry about all these things too much. And extra health, homing shots. I don't need extra health. I'm immortal. I'm invincible. At least we have some speed with us at this point, but I want to increase the speedrun feel of the run a little bit more if possible. And blowing myself up is definitely going to make the run end sooner, but not in a positive way, so I should be a little bit more careful probably. Being careful and Noita, those are not things that match well together. Furthermore, from that book, there was also a very, very interesting topic about like how sometimes people head into an existential vacuum. They head into, or they don't head into, because that makes it seem like it's always their choice, but they end up in a period where meaning in their life seems to be not present, seems to be very far-fetched to look for. For a second, it appears that life has no meaning for those people, and they end up in an existential vacuum. And Frankl, the author, compared it to a state of boredom. And because it was a state of boredom, one of the solutions, according to him, is sexual intercourse. That people resort to that just to solve their boredom, as a way of coping with that existential vacuum. And that got me through thinking about sexual intercourse as a coping behavior as a whole, which I think is a very, very interesting topic. A lot of people probably automatically relate it to pure pleasure, or hopefully at least some people might also relate it to some more serious topics like rape or like their personal experiences on that front, which I sincerely hope you don't have to. You don't have to relate it to that. You can't relate it to that rather. But it's interesting to think about how for some people sex will have such a different meaning compared to for some other people. For most people, it's probably a positive endeavor to embark upon, whereas for other people, it's something that maybe got them through some very tough times, and therefore it also makes them think about those tough times every single time. It's just an interesting topic. But it's a topic that requires a whole lot of research, and if I really, really want to get into making those kinds of videos, I will need to make my choices wisely for sure. So otherwise, I will not actually achieve what I want to achieve, which is still pumping out content to an okay quantity while also focusing on quality. Was that a lava potion or just fire? Seems to be just fire. And that's a hard balance to strike. Definitely quite a hard balance to strike, because I want to... Wow. That's ground that is not easy to break. I want to still pump out a lot of videos. I want to still produce a lot of content, but I want it to be meaningful, to shape your life in some way. And maybe that's a bit too full of myself. It doesn't necessarily have to shape your life. That's maybe a bit over the top. But either way, I want it to have an impact. Whatever that impact may be, as small as it may be, you know. I want it to leave it. To leave you like, yeah, that's an interesting video. That's an interesting topic to think about. Give me more critical hits, please. Quite a high damage run now with this wand. I hope you guys are proud of me for purchasing the chainsaw after I noticed that we have a timer spell, because I know from previous experiences, yes, I do indeed learn something from these Noita videos sometimes. I know that this can be a delightful little combination for us to work with. I also just love the idea of creating videos about like kind of taboo concepts, things that people don't necessarily love to talk about. And I think sex as a whole is definitely one of them, but sex as a coping behavior is definitely a level beyond. It's not just awkward, it's kind of like super awkward, mega awkward. It's kind of like me in any interaction with a woman in my life in general, you know? That extent of cringe. I know that's kind of an intense description, but you have to believe me, like, talking about sex as a coping behavior, that's the equivalent of me at parties being like, yeah, hey, you seem female. That's a big worm, by the way. That's also most of the time the response no, thank you. The response I get from the females I then talk to, that worm is just gonna fall through the ceiling, isn't he? I don't want any business with him anymore. This looks like a whole load of nothing. I'm not gonna mess. I'm not gonna mess with what we have going on, which is actually okay. High mana, low capacity is not what we need. Pinpointer, no thank you. Or wait, your spells fly faster and have lower spread. Sure. Yeah, I think we are definitely focused on spell damage, so this is actually welcome. And let's just advance. EC base, let's look at some of the wands offered to us here, but as you can notice from the damage I dealt to that group of individuals, it's not necessary for us to find something crazy. This looks kind of crazy though, I definitely want to give it a try. What spells are we working with here? Expanding Sphere, Formation Hexagon, and Matter Eater. Yeah, okay. The combination in there is just so extreme that we don't have the amount of mana needed to cast it even once. We are dealing not that much damage to electronics, but it is something to write home about. Write home about with a pencil. Not with pen and paper though. But with a pencil, yeah, I could write a little letter about the damage we are doing to electronics. Make sure we still dodge at the same time though, because we can't take too many hits. You know, we have one of the runs ever on our hands. That's definitely there's a case to be made for this being one of the runs ever, especially if we start landing trick kills like that. God damn, I'm the Noita god. I wonder why the enemies are paying this little attention to me, but I don't mind it. I don't mind it. I'm just curious. I'm just wondering. Exactly like I am curious how people will use sex as a coping behavior. I talked with one of my friends that actually studies or has studied sexuology, so the study of sex in humans. Maybe in animals also, but mostly in humans probably. And she talked about immediately like, yeah, you can tie that into sex addiction, which is a very interesting topic as well. And I made that same relation in my head. But then again, I thought like, yeah, but I don't want to make the video immediately too broad, you know? I need to have a certain limitation, a certain guideline for myself of what the video is actually gonna be about. And I can't just explore every single topic related to sex in one video. Because that's not going to be a fun video to watch. And it's probably going to be an hour long, which is also not what I'm looking for. I don't want to find out what that guy's want is, so I think I am just going to get out of here. Maybe we can try. I was saying we can try and blow this guy up with this crate, but I don't want him to blow up the crate. Yeah, that wand. No, we're not messing with that wand. Can we go through here, please? My health is to an awkward depth. It has sunk. We're gonna have to... Okay, we're getting sandwiched. Prepare for the end of the run, ladies and gentlemen. It was very fun experiencing this with you. What if we just don't care? And we just head on through to the portal. Close. Close. No cigar? Quite close. And thank you very much for watching. Hope to see you in the next one. Bye-bye.